In this video we're going to cover the standard accessories that are included with the dyno as far as the data acquisition leads are concerned. So I've got them all laid out here and I'll go through them one at a time and explain how each one works on a particular car. So every dyno that's delivered predominantly has two boost sensors, a primary and a secondary tacho pickup, and there would be an air-to ratio sensor at the back of the car. But here in the engine bay here at the moment, I've got a few leads. So this one here would be what's called, referred to the secondary tacho pickup. So it would normally go around, say, a spark plug on a traditional car, but this will also would work on a lot of modern vehicles if you just put it around the power harness that goes to the coil. You can actually put it around the coil and this is a shielding clip which you can put to a shielding point on the engine. So that particular way would work on this particular car. But if it's a vehicle which has a spark plug lead, you'd also put it around that. So that's called the secondary clip. A word of warning with these, they're a little bit fragile, so you can't just sort of drop them on the ground, you will break them, so be careful with them. That's called the secondary lead. The other one I've got actually connected to the car at the moment, it's called the primary clip. So the primary stands for the primary side of the ignition system. It used to be, for example, the negative side of a traditional old external coil. But this circuit on this particular probe, it'll trigger from 3 volt up to 500 volts. So we can still put it on the negative side of the coil on an old car, or it'll trigger off from the 3 volt pulse upwards. And in the case of this car here, for example, we just once again shield it out, and there's 3 wires going to the coil. There'll be a power, a ground, and a trigger wire from the ECU. The pickup does have a section here called a bed of nails, which you can just squeeze onto the wire, and that will then generally picks up the probe for you. Some people don't like using that on ignition wires, so if you don't like using our supply clip, you'd have to manually back probe the wire and put the clip onto that if you don't want to pierce the actual probe with the spikes that are in that particular primary pickup. So they're the 2 tacho leads. Additionally, the dyno will come with 2 boost sensors. Now they're 7 bar. This one happens to be, it's marked map 1. Map 2 is actually connected to the car in this case here. So they come standard with a T-piece and extension lead. So most commonly you'd fit these to the engine and you might tee into the fuel pressure regulator, for example. But it's quite flexible silicon hose. So you can see here we've connected map 2 into a pressure port on this particular engine. So these are relatively robust. The main thing to watch here is you don't run this is actually the power lead coming to it. It makes sure you don't rest it on an exhaust manifold and burn through the wire. So they're the 2 map sensors. I do happen to have the OBD2 test lead here that I spoke about in another video. So this is a full USB version which plugs into a USB port on the video. It basically, a lot of these OBD2 dongles have what an ELM327 chip inside, so that's why they're referred to as ELM327. So this one's just hanging out here to show you what it looks like, so you know what an OBD2 cable looks like. So this wee contraption looking thing you get with your dyno is the wideband probe that goes up the tailpipe. So this one here, our sensor, we've screwed it into the pipe. Now depending on the car, this is just a generic use probe. You find it might not be perfect for every car, so you might need to bend it, tweak it. So an example, this car, we actually can't get the probe too far up the tailpipe, but you get supplied a couple of them jockey straps. So in the case here, we've used a jockey strap to keep the probe in the tailpipe of the car. But traditionally on most cars, this probe would go a lot further up into the exhaust. So that's just showing what the exhaust probe looks like and for use in the tailpipe. If you want to, you can unscrew the sensor and actually screw it into a bung you've got in the engine pipe at the front of the car. That's a quick overview of all the sensors you would normally have. Thanks for watching.